All right, we're back. My phone overheated. If it goes down again, I'm probably fine, but the phone's probably overheating again. About 1 block ahead of me right now is the National Socialist Movement banner. So basically National Socialists are walking across the streets of Charlottesville now. Hey guys. What happened? So, just a quick update. They're hard to see because they're a little bit, about a block away. But in front of me is the National Socialists, the Nazi banner. Again, a state of emergency has been declared in Charlottesville. My understanding is National Guard has been deployed. Yes, Garrett Moore just asked, was National Guard deployed? The answer is yes. At this point, my understanding is that only Lee Park is considered a designated, essentially illegal zone to be in. But the consequence of that is that the National Socialists and other right-wingers are basically being followed by the leftists around the rest of the city, passing by trolleys and things like that. So I'm going to keep moving.
White genocide or for it? White genocide? Are you for it or against it? You're for it? Violation of white people's constitutional rights. Why white people's? Everybody, free speech, right? You guys get heavy black people in the ranks? No black people?
to those who are watching, I still gotta care about my personal sort of well-being, so I'm gonna grab some water, take a quick diversion, but I won't shut down the live stream for now. If you have any questions, now would be a good time to comment. I'm gonna start moving again. Emily asks whether there have been more arrests. The answer is at this point, I don't know. It's rather hard to say.
What do you think?
Ambulance! Call an ambulance!
What happened?
Car just drove straight in. You motherfucker!
Hurry up, man! Medics! Get the medics! 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 Give us medics! 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 She got fucking ran over!
Casualties down that way. There's more casualties down that way.
Let him work!
Get back, get back. Get back. I got you. Get back.
It's absolute chaos around us. It appears the two individuals were hit by a car. One of them is conscious but bleeding heavily. The other one seems to have woken up, but she's really injured.
there will be other cars coming. You gotta watch.
Get out of the streets. Get in the parking garage.
Please back up. If you're not a medic, back up.
Medic! Where am I needed?
Everybody on the fucking sidewalk! Now! Sidewalk! Sidewalk! On the sidewalk! Fuck off! Other side!
Do we have that street?
Several people have been seriously injured in a large car wreck.
Police are coming!
Perhaps like a stroke or a seizure. They're performing. They're performing CPR on the person in front of me. It doesn't look good at all. Viewer discretion is advised.
Out of the road, please. Thank you. Sir,
Sidewalk, what happened?
picture of everybody coming in.
Sidewalk, please. Hey, on the sidewalk, guys. On the sidewalk. Stay on the sidewalk. No, get your cameras. Get out of here. People are hurt.
I'm in a public sidewalk. You can fuck off. I'm doing my job. Do yours. I'm a press member.
I'm a medic!
Okay, then go do your fucking job. I'll do mine.
A few individuals appear to have been hit by a car. One of them they're performing CPR on, and it's looking bad. EMS and fire are here.
counter protesting.
Everything is coming to light. Everything is coming to light. Everything is coming to light, man. Everybody's taking the mask off. They showing their face. It's allowed, isn't it? It's allowed, so it's cool. You know what I mean?
Question. What happened? Someone orange just came through.
They care about, no, they care about us, bro. They would never been here. They would never allow this to happen, bro.
No. I don't know where you guys were. So just plowing through. Hit people or hit cars. Hit people and cars. Okay. No worries. There's a mass house incident. A black car just ran.
Again, to those who are just tuning in, your discretion is strongly advised. At this point, there's a woman who's an individual who's been hit by a car, and they're administering CPR in front of me right now. But it doesn't look like they're going to make it, or we don't know that for that matter. those who are just tuning in, there's been as somebody is saying behind me, massive casualty incident. It's possible that there have been fatalities. They're loading people to stretchers right now. They were attempting CPR on one individual who didn't appear to be resuscitated. We're going to go back to it. Again, a car appears to have rammed through a crowd. It seems that at least about probably 10 people got hurt, but a few were carried out on stretchers.
Sir, I think they're ready.
At least one had CPR
Robin.
administered.
Robin, help.
Any news on whether they got the car?
Visualizing this shit all day.
Cuss me out.
This negative.
Yeah, this is wild. Who you with?
My bad, cameraman.
Sad day for Charlottesville. Sad day for
It's
Charlottesville.
a very sad day. They say some things.
Did you see what happened?
Yeah.
We don't want none of
Do
this.
you mind explaining? I'm on a live stream.
I got this. We don't. This is not something.
You already on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it just got
Can
crazy.
you just explain what happened?
Protesters, we all united, walking up the street.
Yeah.
One guy, I don't know, gets mad, come down, hit about 8 people going this way, back up, hit about 8 people going that way.
And
Angry people, angry day, sad day for Charlottesville.
how many people did it look like were hurt?
About 16.
16.
Sound like gunshots hit so hard.
Did it seem like it was intentional, the car that ran in?
Hey, David, you good?
It was very intentional. There were people walking between the two cars.
Yeah.
Rear-ended the car in front of him, knocked it into the car in front of them. Then he just backed up that way and sped us. He had no plates on his license. He had no license plates, indicating it was a planned event.
Right.
He clearly came down this alley intending to hurt or kill people.
And it looks like at least two are very severely.
Very
Yeah,
serious.
at
I
least
don't,
two
we're just going to see y'all.
I've heard that somebody got pulled over around the corner. So if you're at these people can verify or not. Those are understood.
Loud.
Yeah, we were just wondering if there's any info on whether the perpetrator got caught. Huh?
City probably tried, but they're on a different channel than I'm on.
All right, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna get the bunch of
He's not getting far. The entire front end of his car. Yeah. Well, the entire front end of his car is gone, so he's not likely to get far.
All right, so I'm going to try to explain a little better what happened here behind me. Basically, a car rammed into the car that you can see behind me here, and through about 16 people. The car ran over about 16 people, leaving 2 extremely seriously injured. I watched them administering CPR. Frankly, I think one may not have made it, but we're going to see what happens.
He came through. Boom. He might have caught That's a sad thing.
So my husband said he got killed by the car. Right here.
Thank you. Thank you. If we can get you just come off the corner just a little bit so we can get to it.
Where y'all parking?
Look at the prosecution. Yeah, here looks like she's gonna help. She's gonna help in jail. Look at her. That's the prosecutor right there. She ain't doing nothing but prosecuting these people in jail. She's trying to help. She act like she out here for a good cause. She done burnt many niggas out here.
Bro, be safe.
Facts, bro. I'm about to get busy, man.
So if you were watching and you saw the car that was just that's destroyed in front of me, basically someone drove right through about 16 people into the back of that car, and then they went in reverse and fled. It's not clear whether that car is being pursued, whether they've arrested the driver. However, the people here tell me that it was intentional, and it seems like a lot of people are injured and potentially up to 2 critically injured. One was going under CPR and didn't appear to be successful.
Please give us some courtesy now, all right? Please. You shooting the camera at me when I'm asking you not to shoot the camera at me. It defeats the purpose. So please. Please. You are the 4th estate. You're all we got left. Act like it.
We're going to need an accident reconstruction. Do you have the resources, or should I call on ACPD for assistance? I realize that. I just need to know if you have the resources to do well before we get it set out.
It's going to be hard.
The person in that charger.
glasses that aren't going to work anymore.
Yeah, maybe the lenses are okay. I don't know.
Those look dead to me. That sucks.
Yeah.
There's two people who were very, very, very good on site. When they were doing CPR on it. Yeah, there's Did police have to chase it, or did he pull over?
They chased him. They chased him. I didn't see the end result. But
Right. But if they were chasing him, they probably...
yeah, I mean, the car was totally destroyed. Unconformed reports are that as many as 10 people have been injured. Perhaps one has died. Apparently, there's a large group of counter-protesters that were walking up the side street in Charlottesville, Virginia, when a gray Charger drove at a high rate of speed, and someone said 100 miles an hour, rammed into folks, and then backed in, ran people into this Camry right here, and then drove off. They are apprehended apparently. We actually saw them on
The license plate of the car that was hit from behind, the driver came out and was able to walk away on her own two legs in spite of the potential fatalities of the people who were driven through before it hit that car. Her license plate is "God Keep Me," which I have a feeling is going to be a really historic phrase as a result of what's happening right in front of me. One of the victims of the car attack here, the driver of a car who was a victim, her license plate is "God Keep Me."
That's so rude. Thank you guys for everything. I have the video of the car being chased. Of the car that hit, I think, did this. I do. Sure. Is there like a card or something? Yeah.
You didn't have actual video?
No, not here. I was up there in front of the parking garage.
They probably, I don't know, they may have did. I don't know.
But they were like flying.
Fights and things. But that sort of stuff, people can live another day. Things like this, you don't know if there's actually lives lost at this point. It's hard to see that.
Do you consider this a terrorist attack?
Absolutely, absolutely. Your car with a weapon, absolutely. It's without a doubt. And then with the numbers of people that he took out, absolutely, I consider this a terrorist attack, and it should be treated as such. Definitely should. Ken, yeah, from the Free Hugs Project.
Oh my god, they fucking crush people between the cars. Yeah.
Was that the accident? I mean, they're the attack. Oh my god.
Folks, I've just seen video of the incident that happened on someone else's phone. It looked like a black car rammed into the car that's in front of it hit it so hard that there were both people in between the two cars and people in front of the silver car in front of me who all ended up kind of on top of the car, that it ran straight through them. And that's where this is essentially a mass casualty incident. It's not clear exactly which individual is driving the car. One person told me that they saw the car being pursued by police, which would indicate probably that they've caught the perp. Currently, it's believed that it was one of the Natsoshes, the basically a Nazi who drove into him. Although that's not entirely clear, but it does not seem like they were a 3%er. It does not seem like they were militia, oath keeper, or anything like that, nor that they were a left-winger. It seems like they were one of the Unite the Right type of contingency, and the police were attempting to chase them off the scene, but presumably have caught the suspect. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a murder trial in Charlottesville in the next. An indictment for murder in the next 24 hours, I should say.
This incident occurring just hours after Democratic Governor Terry McAuliffe declared a state of emergency. On Charlottesville.
I'm going to switch to an ad break for about 20 seconds just to take a break. I'll be right back. And I'm back.
Looks like they are taking witness statements.
Say cops are actually taking witness reports.
So,
One of the most horrific incidents I've ever seen in all my years of reporting. Violence here in the streets of Charlottesville has been escalating all day, starting with dozens of calls.
go, this way! Move this way!
Come on.
Come on, y'all two, please. Let's go.
Go, Ramsey, let's go!
Officers are going to take the location that I was just at. And I want to just correct some misinformation that I'm seeing in the comment section here. It is not true that there was gunfire. That, I repeat, there was no gunfire. Nobody shot anybody. There was a car that ran into approximately 16 people. There was no gunfire. Again, nobody was shot. A car ran into about 16 people, then drove off in reverse and tried to escape. A police officer pursued him. The rumor is that that person has been caught, although that is not confirmed to me. I saw one person getting CPR, but at this point, I don't know that that person survived.
There's one person that wasn't breathing when they were loaded.
Shay, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if we ever actually met.
We've talked on Twitter. And
I don't know if when I was in New York if I met you, but yeah, it's one of those where I've known you so long. We're family. We're family.
Yeah, I'm glad you're okay. You've gone to the ship today. So yeah.
Back off! Keep moving.
Hold! The ambulance has got to get by. Hold!
All right, stop crossing at the yellow. Just stop.
Jessica, you need to go this way. Yeah?
Let's not give them room to do anything. Back up.
All right, police are finally securing this area.
I mean, to keep going that way, right facing this scene. You go like past that stop sign and chase this way.
All right, yes, sir.
Thank you. Looks like that's some people.
All right. Apparently, we're in the path of an ambulance, so as soon as it's ready to move, we're going to get out of the way. Right now, the crowd's too thick to really get out of the way right now, so we're just going to hang tight and comply with police orders. Again, we have a mass casualty incident, terrorist attack. We have Cornell West over here, and he's talking to folks on the street. Cornell West is a Princeton professor and anti-racist activist, very intelligent man, and it looks like he's down here on the scene. I would say, if you don't know who Cornell West is, I would say he's one of our generation's greatest civil rights leaders. That's him over there. I don't know if you can see him. He's talking to a young man. He's got a gray beard and a black and gray afro. Anyways, the shot of him is kind of obscured. Police are grouping up here, and it looks like they're trying to secure a crime scene. We have lots of injured still that haven't been evacuated. Okay, we have an ambulance coming through, so we should probably get out of the way, folks. We're going to try to get off the street here and let this ambulance through. We got a fire truck.
I think they're going down that way.
Okay, looks like they're going down the other street, so we're gonna stay where we're at and continue to live stream. Not sure exactly what's happening.
Running out of speed here.
Lots of violence all throughout the city. Broken bands of white nationalists are running around and storing flights. a demonstration in the show of force, like I've never seen before. Two of the members of the Klan and other white nationalist groups who I don't. Sorry. I know that they're here.
Sounds like a yellow report to me.
Okay. Well, excuse me, white nationalists, white supremacists.
Some of them.
Is that okay?
Some of them. Not all of them.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's Ku Klux Klan here. Okay. So they're saying no one identifies themselves as Ku Klux Klan.
You had the Oath Keepers and the alt-right people today.
The alt-right? Well, because I saw some people with Nazi flags. Is that the alt-right? Were those alt-right people?
You've got some neo-Nazis.
Okay.
But they're not. They're racist. Don't get me wrong. But we gotta try to keep the details right.
Sure. Okay.
We're gonna have to move to the sidewalk and behind the fire trucks so that they can get in here and do their work.
That way.
Get on the sidewalk and behind the fire trucks. You're gonna have to move back. Move back. Move back further.
Let's go back behind the fire truck.
They're moving people back so that they can get the fire department in to administer help to some of the continued victims.
No, it just went straight down.
At this point, it looks like it was an intentional attack by car, which, in common parlance would be considered a terrorist attack.
Take a hold, guys.
On the sidewalk.
Thank you. That sounds like yes.
Yeah.
So-
You know what? No.
Okay, all right, nope.
This is like ISIS strategy.
I didn't see the car speed up just like
Yeah.
when I saw a woman in the
White terrorists. I saw you saw the sheriff whipping out. So I think they got him. They got him.
But it wasn't like sheep crush. Someone hit her in the back.
I don't know. The guy
looked like a three.
Because they were two. Yeah, it was a 3-car pileup, but somehow some guy managed to get away and there was one. I don't know how that works physically. That's why I'm like kind of conscious about that.
Police are about to move everybody back.
They're moving us?
They're going to move us.
Your stuff up and move back. Back past that no parking sign back there.
Hey, we need a move.
Oh. Police are moving us back.
He says he can only get it to 7.
You alright, man?
What's happening right now?
Police are telling us to move back to beyond this point. I think they're trying to create a bigger perimeter to kind of be able to study the scene there. As you can see, the people are really tired. This has become somewhat low energy because there's no, everyone's dehydrated, right? And nobody's really interested in fighting right now because the people out here are mostly observers, a couple of liberal protesters, and a lot of journalists. Huh? You want to go to the bar? What for? To...
Moscow wants to say. By the way, I need stitches. I have a battery, but I can't watch all the USB. It's like a micro USB, but different. Yeah. Because I can't charge this in Skype.
No, I don't.
You want to go to your car? Yeah. Okay, give me a second. I'll cut down my live stream. Let me just give me 20 seconds, then I'll just walk with you after I turn it off. I'm going to take my live down for a second, but I'm walking with her. If you're following us, you're welcome to Skype on my thing while you're... I'm talking to somebody right now, but so I'm just going to cut it right here. As a quick review before I cut it down, there was a 3-car pileup in which a person drove through about 16 people and hit into someone from behind, pushing her car into another person in front of her. You can find that video online already. I've seen that, although I wasn't there personally when it happened. But I did witness and filmed them administering CPR to at least 2 people. Frankly, one of them I'm not sure survived. And so we'll have to see it in the news. One witness told me that they saw the car that did it being chased away after it went in reverse. But that would potentially mean that the car was caught, that the perpetrator was caught, although I haven't been able to verify that in any way. If that woman dies, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a murder trial going on in Charlottesville this year. With that, I'm going to conclude this live stream. I'll be back later. This has been Fort Fischer, News2Share.